crime wave in Gotham. Other breaking news. Water. Wet.
Coming up, more problems for a troubled
earthquake.
scooter. Yep,
We're having an earthquake.
Breaking into homes and tickling people.
Fans quickly trashed his pantsless look on social media. Also, in other news,
The whistles got woo!
He was murdered and then set on fire while celebrating his birthday.
He's on the lean and the model.
I said, oh, Lord Jesus, it's a fire.
He thought the car was a spaceship and that the driver was an alien.
He lost his life savings, $2,600. And all he has to show for it is this stuffed banana with dreadlocks.
Welcome back to the Bernstein and Goff Show, live out here at O'Malley's Pub and Eatery in Aurora on 670 The Score, 670thescore.com. It's brought to you by, of course, American Needle. It's a true Chicago original. Buy local from American Needle. Dan, I'll kick us off right here in other news. Another win, another W for one LaVar Ball. And you might ask, how, Jason? What the hell are you talking about? Well, NBA 2K18 tweeted out today, we are excited to announce the @Big Baller brand shoes will debut in NBA 2K18 and be laced up in @ZO2, which is Lonzo Ball's Twitter feed, Twitter name, at NBA season tip-off. It's a big thing for his shoe to make it into that game, because in that game you've got the Li Ning brand, which is fronted by Dwayne Wade. And, of course, you've got Jordan Brand, Nike, Reebok, Adidas, all the big boys. The fact that you are now getting into the bloodstream of little kids and adults who would be playing this game, that the Big Baller brand is something that you can edit a player with and put on a player, that's a W. That's a win for LaVar Ball and that brand. Now, I don't know what the brand is going to do in the future. I still feel like Lonzo Ball at some point is going to sign with Nike or Adidas or Under Armour, but that is a big, big W to get that shoe in that video game, a little bit more legitimacy for that brand.
Welcome to Big Baller Zone.
We have news from London's Natural History Museum. They've had a fossil that was discovered in the early 20th century that they realized was incorrectly categorized with other giant sea crocodiles that were found in the area. So they had to come up with a name for what they now recognize as a new species. They call it one of the nastiest sea creatures to have ever inhabited the earth.
Really?
So that's some high praise. You're talking about something like that. One of the nastiest sea creatures. And for some reason, the curator decided that it should be named after former Motorhead frontman Lemmy Kilmister. I don't know how you get to that.
Is it the Lemmy or the Kilmister?
I would love to be in on some of these meetings where
you get to name it whatever you want, right?
Hey, let's name it after the guy from Motorhead. And they did.
Right.
And they've decided to call this, it is Lemmy-Suchus obtusidens.
Okay.
And when asked why, the curator, Lorna Steele, sounds like a heavy metal singer herself.
Or porn.
Or porn star, Lorna Steele. She said, we'd like to think that he would have raised a glass to the creature. Oh. It didn't take much to get Lemmy to raise a glass to anything.
The wind blowing.
Just say hello to him. I mean, did you see the stories about what he was doing shortly before he died?
No.
He was living in California.
Notorious for
No, he was living in California, and he was sitting at the end of his local bar playing video poker.
And that's how he died?
And smoking. Well, he happened to have
It's the way Jamal Adams wants to die, too.
I want to go out sitting at the end of the bar smoking and playing video poker. But, hey, you know what? I guess when you run a museum, you can do whatever you want. You can name it after anybody. Good for Lemmy.
Philadelphia Eagles safety Malcolm Jenkins said he plans to continue to raise his fist during the national anthem this season, and he made the gesture before Thursday night's preseason game. Oh, it got really quiet in here in Aurora. Malcolm Jenkins, who last week called NFL owners cowards for not signing free agent quarterback Colin Kaepernick, said in a statement to USA Today Sports and other outlets that he plans to continue the demonstration he started last season. Jenkins raised his fist in all but one game in 2016, the Eagles opener on September 11th in solidarity with Kaepernick, who took a knee during the anthem to draw attention to racial inequality. Quote, last season I raised my fist as a sign of solidarity to support people, especially people of color, who were and are still unjustly losing their lives at the hands of officers with little to no consequences. After spending time with police officers on ride-alongs, meetings with politicians on the state and federal level, and grassroots organizations fighting for human rights, it's clear that our criminal justice system is still crippling communities of color through mass incarceration. Let me tell you something right now. Malcolm Jenkins is a real dude. I have seen him interviewed on several different platforms, and he is a dude that walks it like he talks it. He was one of those 6 members that met with Congress and met with Mitch McConnell about the justice system in terms of improper sentencing.
Get to work, Mitch.
Yeah, improper sentencing. Yeah, before you get fired or have to quit because you've been so bad at your job. No, he's actually.
Your Trump's getting pretty good.
It is, right?
Yeah.
I think his vacation has made me hone the impersonation because I miss his voice. I miss the fire and the fury, the sad things that are happening, the locked and loaded. So yeah, shout out to Malcolm Jenkins, who is not only a guy that's doing the protest, but also trying to get at the state and federal level in terms of the things that are actually affecting these communities.
I'm very happy that I read the secondary story before I read the first one in this particular case, but I did not see that the Iowa Alcoholic Beverages Division issued a bulletin warning people about a certain combination. This is the combination: vodka, ginger beer.
Let me get my phone. Let me write this down.
Vodka, ginger beer, and lime juice served in a copper mug. That would be the immensely popular Moscow Mule.
Yeah.
However, the Iowa ABD issued this bulletin saying high concentrations of copper are poisonous and have caused foodborne illness. When copper and copper alloy surfaces contact acidic foods, copper may be leached into the food, saying that the presence of the alcohol and or the lime juice may be exposing people to higher than normal or higher than safe levels of copper. So Huffington Post reached out to Tricia Andrew, assistant professor of chemistry and chemical engineering at UMass Amherst, whose response was, "I find the press release to be chemophobic fear-mongering."
Chemophobic?
She says anytime you have liquid in contact with the surface, there's a possibility the container is going to be dissolved in a little bit of liquid. With glass, the rate of dissolution is so slow you never see it in our lifetime. But then she went through all of the gory science here. And she said copper is known to be very toxic, but humans need copper in some small amount to survive in regular biochemical functions. We have enzymes in our body, part of our regular processes that have copper as part of their structure. And she says that it's essentially ridiculous based on dissolution rates. She calls it nonsensical. That you would have to let a copper mug sit in straight lime juice for hours before you could even begin to worry about copper poisoning. And even if you drink a liter of Moscow Mules from pure copper mugs, which you probably shouldn't, you wouldn't even come close to reaching what they call the dangerous threshold of 30 milligrams. So enjoy.
I was about to say.
No worries.
It'll change the summer for a lot of people.
When you get that one over-forwarded email from some uncle or from your mom, wherever
Stop
saying,
drinking Moscow Mules.
I heard you shouldn't drink this when you're away in college or whatever you do. Look, no worries. It's okay.
Thank you.
And finally, for me, the Miami Heat have announced that fans who attend home games this upcoming season will only be able to get through the gate with tickets on their phones. In doing so, the team becomes the first in the NBA with mobile-only entry. Other teams like the Timberwolves and the Cavs have mobile-only ticketing, but they permit fans to use a driver's license and credit card to get in. Fans who walk up to Miami's American Airlines Arena on game night will receive Heat tickets on their phones, even though they are at the box office. In a statement, the Heat said they decided to adopt the system after finding that roughly 1 in 3 fans entered with a mobile ticket last season. The ticket on the phone is still transferable. Teams are gradually shifting to mobile tickets. Dan, you know what this truly is and really is, and it's kind of akin to what we thought about Bourbon A this year. This is a way to track who is actually coming to your games. This is a way...
Oh, your secondary market monitoring. Yep.
Yeah, this is... The Miami Heat are going to kick something off here that I think not only the NBA but the NFL is going to be a part of. And actually talking to somebody who is in these ticket offices says that it seems like a safety precaution. You got more info on 20,000 people coming into your arena. Of course, the person said they weren't mad at it and said that's one of the main reasons that they're implementing. Past members get their actual tickets, but they can no longer print PDFs as well. have to transfer via email, and the recipient has to download to their phone. So the process, I think, here in the next decade or so, where we're going to go from paperless tickets, hell, we're already at paperless billing because you don't want all those envelopes in your house and on your kitchen counter. I think we're gonna see an era here pretty soon where the old school ticket, the thing that you want to put underneath your coffee table to show how many concerts or how many games you've been to, is going to be a thing of the past real soon here.
Have you seen what FoxSports.com has to do now?
I forget to go to FoxSports.com all the time. I forget that they have a website half the time.
Well, they really don't anymore because remember they fired all their writers.
Oh yeah.
Because they went to before they fired Jamie Horowitz. They decided they were going to go to video only, and as it turns out, the whole idea of video only was only to echo stuff that's brought up on their streaming shows.
Right.
All of the phony debate shows,
Undisputed and all that. Yeah,
exactly. So they don't really have content anymore, and it's gotten embarrassing. Because what Fox is doing now, they are using Twitter. They're not hiding, but they are using Twitter to reach out to writers from other outlets, from other organizations, and asking them if they can have their audio from the articles that they've written. Literally asking. These people are employed by other places because they don't have their own reporting staff. They just have like a guy at a desk or a person at a desk who is just trying to upload videos to their website. So they want video and audio, and they're going out of their way to send direct messages and at tweets to people asking for it. And some of the response that they're getting is hilarious. They sent something to get Matt Hayes, who's a college football writer, and it says, Matt Hayes, we emailed you. Is there any audio from the Rosen article? Thank you.
And that's not a DM. That's a direct.
Right.
That's a tweet.
It's a tweet. It's a
tweet.
It's a tweet at. And good for him. He sent back a note. Matt Hayes said, "Sure, there is." It then became written content. Hashtag solidarity.
Good for him.
And he hasn't been the only one saying, like, essentially saying, how dare you? How dare you fire all your reporters and then openly start asking other reporters who are doing the work if you can just reuse their content.
And then to do it in an open air, forum like Twitter. That's embarrassing, and not being scared to be embarrassed at that.
They have no choice. They're too desperate for content that they don't have anymore.
And that's another news here on the Bernstein and Goff Show. You want to react, respond. 312-644-6767 is the phone number. We've talked about Ezekiel Elliott. We've talked about Mitch Trubisky. We talked to Chris Bryant. A lot of things out there on the table for you.
Yeah, some people really fundamentally misunderstanding what a private business can do with its employees. This is apparently...
The Ezekiel Elliott thing?
Yeah, it's starting to happen again. The people don't really get what a collective bargaining agreement and a standing as a private business...
I'd be fired if I beat up 3 women. Well, I'm sure that you've probably worked with an abuser before and didn't know about it as well.
That segment's brought to you by Volvo. Get up to $4,500 on a new Volvo vehicle of your choosing during Volvo's Midsummer Sales Event. Visit your local Volvo dealer for details on this limited-time offer. Also, Bruce Levine might have some Cubs news for us. Nothing official yet on the length of absence for the injured Wilson Contreras. A big series for the White Sox as some of their young players play well and do some heroic things.
And here comes Reynaldo.
In a sweep of the Astros, then Rich Campbell at 5, so still a lot more to come. Come on out. If you're getting off of work early, we have more Bud Light than you need. So,
well, that's hard. I've seen some of the guts here. There's some guys who've been working on Bud Light for a while now. There's some Bud Light pros in these seats out here.
We got enough. We got you drink it, we'll get more. We are here in Aurora. Come out and have some and start your weekend with us on The Score.
That's why I don't read the newspaper.